Good evening, SynergyPWR viewers across the world. Welcome to SynergyPWR People's World Racing, and welcome to Season 4. We're finally here for SynergyPWR People's World Racing, our 5th official season, believe it or not, here at the Melbourne circuit. It's the Australian Grand Prix. Big thank you to everyone tuning in here for this fantastic start to what will be a brilliant upcoming season of SynergyPWR People's World Racing, and an absolutely fantastic lineup, of course, of 13 drivers all making their way up into this Division 2 race here. 5 promoted from Division 2 in the end to Division 1. I tell you, it was an absolutely fantastic season, wasn't it? And I'm hoping to bring an absolutely brilliant new one again here for Season 4, and we will get underway straight away with what seems to be the first people going out onto the lap here, and that is the Williams of Wipeout, driving Nicholas Latifi's Williams. Heading through turn 1, turn 2 quite nicely, a little bit of curb heading through up turn 2. Some interesting rule changes coming out to SynergyPWR as well this season. One of them being for Division 2 especially, regular corner cutting now a thing. Albeit that the drivers have got to stick to strict corner cutting rules, but of course if they make the mistake they're less likely to be punished for it. So it gives them that little bit of flexibility if they make that one little mistake. However, Division 1 drivers are stuck with the strict corner cutting. And another interesting one as well, under the virtual safety car, pitting is banned. All brand new rules for the drivers, of course, heading through into this fantastic season. The Wipeout is a fairly new driver at SynergyPWR, first full proper season in that Williams. It's going to be for an absolutely magnificent one as well, Will, the Williams driver. But he's going to come across the line first. 1 minute 23.9, but it will be the racing point next of PWR Sonic. He does go faster, 1 minute 22.5 on that medium tyre. Of course, he sits Wipeout alongside CT5 Plaz in the Williams, as PWR Club already retiring, and he's crashed at turn 11. First casualty on board here with Tom 619DD, and there's the car, the Alpha Tauri, already out of qualifying. Now, PWR Club is considered to be one of the favourites here in Australia, and perhaps also for the season to potentially take a title, and he's got his season off really poorly. Alpha Tauri driver will be now out of the session and will not be qualifying, so he'll be starting P13. Tom 1619DD, even faster in the Red Bull, 122.167. He sits this year alongside Rustable Eel, currently unavailable due to some technical issues happening over in America at the moment. Seems like power issues happening over across the pond. You know, the McLaren, 122.4, only a 3/10 down on a harder compound of tyre, the medium tyre. So good luck there from the McLaren. Driving Lando Norris's McLaren as well. And another season alongside PWR Derby as well for Hamster. As PWR Sonic gets into a collision with Sufjan and has received a 5-place grid penalty before we even get going. And he's having to come in as well. He hasn't set a lap yet either as Sufjan, and he's got damage to his front wing, so that's the reason why he's come in. But his teammate PWR Nub now in the Ferrari after being promoted from the Williams. Driving Charles Leclerc's Scarlet car, beautiful car, if appalling to drive. Then I'll be personally looking forward to driving this one as well. A few other leagues I'm going to be racing in myself personally. That Ferrari, very nice car to drive in the game. Less so in real life. Sure, Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc can be a testament to that. But a very good season, I think, upcoming here for PWR Nub. Managed to get that podium at Mexico last season, if you remember. Bird getting already very excited. Certainly going to be a very interesting scenario, though, as I was saying, for PWR Nub. As like I said, he managed to get that great podium at Mexico. But he has actually increased some magnificent pace throughout this season. He certainly could be considered a bit of a dark horse here, as he's going very slow around 12, probably to warm up the tyres just a smidge. Technical guru when it comes to creating setups. Been working on it for years. Has PWR Nub, and he is the chief engineer with a load of Synergy drivers in Division 1. He's going to have the option to drive the Scarlet car as he starts his lap now. I'll go on board with him in a nice little hot lap around the Australian circuit. Take turn 1, want to hit that apex. He's just missed it a little bit as Nub, so that'll cost him a little bit of time. Didn't maximise the amount of space available at turn 2 either, so a little bit of time lost there. Heading into 3. Close it on the brakes. Hamster retiring, and he's retired in the pit, so he feels confident with his lap time. I would as well. Great sounding engine this year, as well as the Ferrari. Heading into 6, not bad lap. Not bad little turn. Heading through 7, long sweeping right-hander, keep your foot planted to the floor. Then the deep braking zone of 8, as PWR Hayes goes faster than anyone, 121.8. Should be one to keep an eye out as well, because she is going to be in for the title. But then Darby comes out of nowhere with a 21.5, cracking lap from him. He'll be looking to try and capitalise on a better performance, but one person has gone faster, and that's PWR Nub. He's gone better in the second sector than anyone here, as he goes DRS down the Walker straight. Heading into 13. Again, slightly missed apex. Obviously wants to take the wider line with the Ferrari. Heading through now into 14. Then the couple of corners here, 15 and 16. Takes a little bit of grass, actually, as well. Rear looking a little bit on the slidey side as well. Obviously more of a race-bound setup. When the car's heavy with fuel. Here comes the Ferrari now. Only P6, a poor third sector from PWR Nub. Should imagine he'll be safe with it. Nonetheless, a very good lap indeed from the Ferrari runner. Here comes Paul Davey in the AlphaTauri. And here goes P7. Behind PWR Nub, a few tenths down actually as well, quite significantly. 7 tenths down on PWR Nub, so quite a big gap happening in and around there. Jay Wills as well, James Wills, Jams Wills, PWR Infamous, whoever you want to call him. He comes through now into turn 14, then 15 and 16. He's in the black Mercedes this year alongside PWR Hayes. Hayes going to be a contender for the title alongside the likes of PWR Derby and PWR Clap, they suspect. And he's in there as well. Look at that, 1 minute 21.6, going faster than his teammate on that medium tyre as well. Good lap from them. Remember, this is Q2 as well, so these drivers are going to be pushing here. And they will be pushing to try their hardest to get on with the lap times they can, because of course these drivers will be carrying them tyres through to Q3, as this is a Q2 session. Of course the bottom 3 will be knocked out. We know one's definitely out, PWR Clap, after crashing on his fastest lap at turn 11. Another slight incident happening at turn 11, I believe, with the AlphaTauri of PWR, Paul Davey rather. By taking there from Sebastian Vettel's car, Sufjan is driving this year. PWR Hayes retiring in the pits, 21.856, good lap from her. Darby leading the way though at the moment with that 21.511. Purple Sector 2 as well from Sufjan. And looking sharp on that medium tyre as well. And good afternoon to Tom619DD commenting in the stream to yourself. Good evening to yourself. Hope you're doing very well. Really 4th place at the moment, Tom619DD as well on the soft tyre, bear in mind. But here comes Sufjan on the medium. Goes 3rd fastest, separating the 2 Mercedes there, and puts himself onto the 2nd row, 121.752. Very close indeed, actually. and good evening to every single one of you here. 12 people already tuning into the stream. Thank you very much for every single one of you popping in today. We're in for one magnificent race here with 3.5 minutes to go in this Q2 session. And look at that, the top separated by, the top four rather, only separated by 0.4 of a second. Could easily be made up in a couple of corners, that. With 3 of the top 4 deciding to retire in the pits, I suspect Sufjan will be doing the same. We do have one person out at the moment though, curiously. CT5 Plaza, he is through, as it stands at the moment. But the Williams driver is currently on, as far as I remember, 3-lap-old hards at the moment. We'll double check, see what it is. Yeah, so he set his 1:23.882 on a 3-lap-old softs. As a result, it's going to cost him some serious time on track, considering how quickly these tyres degrade. Be lucky to get a 2-stop on the soft tyres. We were doing a 1-stop. We did a little practice session yesterday, and the soft tyres from around about lap 7, I believe, all the way to the end of the race, which was a 28-lap race, I believe, went all the way to 91% wear, which when you're on simulation damage, 70% tyre wear, and pop goes the weasel. No retiring as well from P8. He feeling confident. And there is a bit of a gap, 0.7 of seconds Paul Davey. He maybe wanted to look over his shoulder here because CT5 Plaz is looking strong on this fresh soft tyre. Very quick, heading into 13. In fact, maybe a little bit too quick as he heads into 14. Driving George Russell's Williams. Magnificent qualifier is George Russell. Will CT5 Plaz be able to back himself up with the car and equipment he has? DRS open. Remember, 1:23.882 to fine, comes across the line, and he's slower, believe it or not. On that fresher set of soft tyres, he did not find the time, and he is slower. That's going to invite potentially his teammate into the mix here, who is 0.8 up in the second sector. Not sure if he's on an invalid lap or not, but he's looking pretty sharp here as Wipeout as he comes across the line now, straight to P6 for the Williams. That's Lickers Latifi's Williams. P6 for number 6. And 1:22.424 puts him well within the rights of Q3. Plaz, as it stands, is going to be knocked out alongside Richie Evans, who returns back to SynergyPWR. 24.474 at the moment on that medium tyre. Not looking confident at the moment in the Haas. One person not confident at all, that Alpha Tauri of PWR Clap crashing out before we even got going. He is not going to be happy at the back. And a spin out at turn 11, turn 12 for CT5 Plaz. He did this in practice actually. Did a half spin out, took the front wing off. Safe to say those tyres will now be knackered. And he's going to be starting this race from P11 as it stands at the moment. Albeit he will be on that fresher tyre though when he comes to racing. So I think there is a little saving grace there for the Plaz in P11. And George Russell's 63 car looks like he's going to be heading out. He is going to give it one more go, but I have a sneaking suspicion he may choose to just take P11 on the chin here. Now, at the moment, he is just looking like he's going to be struggling for ERS at the moment. He heads into turn 1 now. And a bit wide, heading through 1, a bit of lost time there. DRS open for the Williams. Sector 3, yellow flags wave for a slow Wipeout. Just returning to the pits now with 2 seconds to go. Mistake again, heading through turn 4 and turn 5 into CT5 Plaza's Williams. Still not looking that particularly strong at the moment. Back on board with him, heading into turn 6. Oh, he's not very confident in that steering. Heads through there, not bad through turn 6 though. Remember, the Division 2 drivers stick with regular corner cutting, which is going to give them the situation, but again, very poor through that corner. He's going to be struggling here, will the Plaz. The regular corner cutting will help drivers like him out. You can see a second down through the second sector suggests to me he is going to be out of this race and out of qualifying. Richie Evans didn't have enough time to get out of the pit, so he's going to be starting from P12, but crucially, not at the back. That belongs to PWR Clap, starting right at the back of the grid. Mate, for one magnificent race indeed, though. CT5 Plus coming around now just to finish the lap, and he knows that he will be over and done with. And it is P11 for Plaz. Indeed, just waiting on Richie Evans to retire from Q2. And we're heading through to Q3, where we have Derby leading the way, with Wills in second, Suffian in third, and Hayes in fourth, all within 0.4 of a second. Absolutely magnificent stuff between those four drivers. Tom619DD as well. He returns back into SynergyPWR, showing a bit more pace. He's in there in P5 on the soft tyre, bear in mind. Wipeout also on the soft tyre in P6. Hamster a little bit down where I think he'd want to be. He's in P7 at the moment, currently going to get out-qualified by Derby again, with Sonic in 8th, but he does have a 5-place grid penalty to serve due to that incident with Suffian. Nub is in 9th. He gets through to Q3 very happily with a 22.7. And Paul Davey is also through as well in the Alpha Tauri. And as I said there, Plaz out in 11th. Richie Evans starts in 12th. And Clapp crashed out before he even got going. He starts 13th. Qualifying 3 coming up now in very interesting stuff. Richie Evans commenting in the chat that he wanted 13th. I don't think anyone would want 13th place in this scenario. I can certainly have a testament to not wanting to start in 10th. After we did our practice session, qualifying didn't matter. In the end, got pole position, but started 10th for some reason. No idea. Welcome to Codemasters F1 franchise. 12 minutes on the clock. We start going again right now. Expect 2 runs from these drivers to try and get themselves onto pole position. Who do you think your favourite is for pole position? Let us know in the comments section. To me, looks very much like this one could be a very, very hard-fought contest for that first pole position in Season 4. I suspect we're going to be looking at something like PWR Derby, maybe PWR Hayes looking for it as well. Like to see Derby potentially get up there. What a magnificent section that would be for him. And good evening to Vicolas, sir, Division 1 driver now, after recently promoted from Division 2 after taking the title. Going to be watching from the sidelines now, old Vic. You're looking sort of at a distance now from Division 2. Shame not to see you here, though. Fingers crossed we will be able to see you in a Division 1 race very soon. And interestingly, of course, everyone on that soft tyre. And Suffian, usually the first person to get out on the track, is not the first person to get out on the track. That actually went to the Racing Point of PWR Sonic. A pink Mercedes this year as well. Remember, he does have a 5-place grid penalty to serve. And that 5-place grid penalty will be served at this race for that collision with Suffian. He'll need to get the best qualifying he can to try and make up the positions. And Vicolas on holiday. Ah, lovely. Nice to get yourself out on there. Enjoying the sunshine, I hope. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to see you very soon indeed. HB Suppressor as well. PWR Harry, nice to see you there. As he actually lets Tom through there. Does Sonic. Nice to see you. HB Suppressor commented, Derby looking quick, but money on Wills. I agree. Very, very interesting stuff for that particular battle there. Tom619DD will be the first person to set a lap, though, in the Red Bull. Remember, this is regular corner cutting here in Division 2 this year after a vote by the drivers indicated Division 1 very, very keen to keep the run of strict corner cutting. Whereas Division 2 were very keen to have a more sort of relaxed, social approach. And we've gone to regular corner cutting for them, which will obviously give them sufficient time to be able to just appreciate the racing, as opposed to being really strict and domineering, if you will, over track limits. Interestingly enough, PWR Sonic looking very close indeed to the rear of that 23 Red Bull. That's Alexander Albon's Red Bull. And at the moment, Tom619DD looking very strong indeed, but he's getting caught up here by PWR Sonic, who I suspect is going to be losing out here due to some understeer and dirty air. And you can see there, not looking very confident on the steering wheel. I think he's trying to get a toe off the Red Bull, but he's actually losing time due to the dirty air, and he's going to feel it especially around the third sector. Losing the rear again does the Racing Point. But Tom619DD will be the first person to come across the line. And he'll set the lap to beat. With the DRS open on both cars. Here comes Tim 619DD, then beaten by Sonic straight away, but look at how close it is between them two. Only separated by a very, very minor margin. Wipeout comes across the line, and he takes them all again. He's only done it by a very minor margin as well, though. Here comes then, I believe, we're going to have Sufjan come across the line, and he obliterates the lap by 1.6 seconds. Great lap there from the Ferrari driver. 1 minute 20.3, 1.6 seconds faster than anyone else. Here comes McLaren. I believe that's to start his lap. In fact, it is not. It's actually Hamster to set his lap at 1 minute 21.2. This is half a second down on Sufjan. Bit of teamwork happening at Mercedes as well. Saw this a lot last year. That's how they managed to keep their title. They'll be going for 3 in a row now. Will Mercedes. Remember last year, of course, went between Vickers and Hayes. Before, obviously, a mid-season swap. Saw a swap between what was Resolutionary at the time and PWR Hayes. Swapping to Red Bull. She's back in her Mercedes now. Ironically, Hayes 44 driving the 77 of Valtteri Bottas. Certainly a title contender this year, as is Jay Wills. Going to be very interesting sort of developments between these two drivers. Wipeout retires from the session. He's actually retired at the final corner. Looks like he's crashed it at the final corner. That's hopefully not impeded PWR Derby too much. He's going to come across the line now, and he goes second place. And again, very close boundaries between himself and Sufjan, separated by only 16 thousandths of a second for pole position. And we still have the two Mercedes yet to set a lap here. Could make for some very interesting battling here. And it'll be the first person to set a lap at Team Mercedes will be the number 44 of Jay Wills. And of course, number 44 isn't the number that he wants to carry, but due to the glitch within the game, they're using the real-life F1 numbers, whereas actually Jay Wills would like to use number 36. Needs to have a good selection of corners here if he wants to get himself in the mix here. 120.3, certainly the realm for a pole position here. He's got 10 seconds to try and get himself past the line and get to it. Will he be able to do it? We all predicted here for some people predicting for Wills, some people predicting for Derby. Sufjan is the current person to take it. Here comes Wills, only P3 for Wills, and then here comes Hayes, and she goes P3 and takes Wills straight down to 4th place with a 1 minute 20.7. So the Mercedes, take a second row lockout, but they are down on Derby and Sufjan by half a second and 7/10 of a second respectively. Great stuff from those drivers at the top. 5.5 minutes to go. Magnificent stuff happening at the moment here at SynergyPWR People's World Racing. Magnificent in the element of how close we are getting so far in this race. I am really, really looking forward to bringing more action here later in the session, where we're going to have a race. And I tell you what, it's going to be one magnificent race, if anything is to show by it here. Because what we're seeing is a really close battle between a set selection of drivers who are very keen to get going here. With 4.5 minutes to go, some people already on outlaps. Very keen to try and get themselves in the mix here. I think Hamster knows he's got a little bit more time in that McLaren at the moment. Derby is proving it. He's actually been beaten by nearly a second, is the two McLarens here. I think Hamster knew that Derby was the faster driver, but will he be able to try and push as much as he can to gain that time back? I'm not sure. A second is a lot of time. Interesting enough stuff coming from the forums of the next update. Apparently going to be fixing the driver numbers, so fingers crossed we will see everyone's proper driver numbers on the cars. I have one driver on a hot lap at the moment, and he's heading through turn 14 here. That is PWR number in the Ferrari. Oh, losing the rear a little bit. Didn't take that corner nicely. He's coming straight into the pits, I think. And he certainly is. Change on to another set of softs. So he's going to have a one-shot dash at this. Only a one-shot dash for PWR. No, but some pressure there for the Ferrari. PWR, sorry, I keep saying Paul Davey, rather. I keep saying PWR. Apologies, Paul. He comes now through into turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, 5, then 6. And the AlphaTauri racing in Denny Kvyat's car. Looking to try and capitalise on a good performance here. He had a decent season to start off his career here at SynergyPWR last season. Now he's got a full season under his belt. He's going to want to try and push on what was another good performance and keep going in now in that Honda-powered AlphaTauri. The Paul Davey looking very strong, heading through turn 9. He's going to be heading through 10 now. Keep it planted. Regular corner cutting coming to some use for the AlphaTauri. Of course, remember Division 2, more relaxed sort of division compared to Division 1, which is a lot more stricter in the sense of competitiveness. He'll come across the line now, will Paul Davey. P8 for the AlphaTauri. Not a bad lap time though, 21.9. Just off of Wipeout's time, who crashed at the final corner. Won't have enough time to get back in and have another go, so this is his one and only chance to have a proper go at this. PWR Nub also out the pits as well on his outlap. Sonic at the moment in P7 with a 1 minute 21.680, infamous for what is an absolutely magnificent heads-up display. Simply absolutely all of the graphics everywhere for the Racing Point driver, but at the moment the number 11, Sergio Perez's BWT Racing Point currently in P7 at the moment. Remember, 5-place grid penalty as well for Sonic, so he'll be starting P12 as a result of that. That will push CT5's Plaza up to 10th and Richie Evans up to 11th. As it stands at the moment, they'll be very happy with that. And CT5 Plaza will be in the top 10 and have option on any tyre he wants. So it makes a very interesting scenario though, with a minute to go. People on outlaps getting themselves ready for this last lap dash here. Hamster having another go at the moment. He's now heading through turn 14. 1 minute 20.5 for him as well, Hamster. Very, very good lap indeed. Only a couple of tenths off of Darby, and he's looking to try and improve if he can. And he'll have another go if it's got enough fuel as well. And the DRS Open for the McLaren. We're able to find a little bit more time. Comes across the line now. Oh, no, he doesn't. 20.8 for Hamster. So he's struggling at the moment. But he's got another little bit of time here to find another lap here. Sufjan on a hot lap as well. Darby trying to get round as quick as possibly can to start a lap here. He's in a bit of a hunt here for this potential pole position. The final person, or the first person rather, to come across the finishing line to start, or rather to finish Q3, will be the Ferrari of PWR Nub. And he's on his own at the moment round here. He did not have the best Q3 here. He's not been able to set a lap time so far. And he'd like to get into the 1 minute 20s if he can, and he's not. He's coming into the pits. So he's staying P10. So as it stands, he will be P9 after Sonic's 5-place grid penalty. No lap time set for the Ferrari. But it will be the Ferrari of Sufjan to first set a lap here. Like I said, remember, 1 minute 20.3 was the lap time he set beforehand. 1 minute 20.371. He's now going to be coming across the final corner here now. Floors it to the line. He's going to try and get a beat above the beat time if he can. Is he going to get to the 19s? I think he is, and it's 1 minute 19. Putting 9.26 here. Very interesting stuff there. That's going to bring people into a little bit of a wide fluish here. First 1 minute 19 here in Division 2. Here comes Hamster across the line. Can he improve? He can't. He's 5 seconds down. He's not going to be able to improve. Here comes the Mercedes of PWR Hayes. She's a little bit down on her time. She's a couple of tenths up in the second sector. Will she improve? She does, but only P3 for herself. Here comes Jay Wills as well. Will she be able to out-qualify her P's teammate? He can, and he's P2 with a 1 minute 20.3. Here comes Darby. Will he get pole? He can't. He's a 1 minute 19.9 as well. And he's down by 3 hundredths of a second, 29 thousandths of a second, separating the pole position runner Sufjan in the Ferrari, and Darby misses out by fractions of a second. Oh, it's bitterly disappointing that for Derby, but very, very, very good stuff there for Sufjan 2914, so driving Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari. He's got himself onto pole position for the first time this season. In the first race, he takes that first pole position in Season 4. He'll be very happy with that performance, but he's got PWR Derby breathing right down his neck. We have a 5-minute wait before we get on with the race here tonight for what is going to be a magnificent race. And there we have it. Sufjan takes the lead. And it is pole position, 29 thousandths of a second separating him from Derby. Incredibly close margins for that pole position. J. Wills in P3. Hayes missing out on beating her teammate for the first time, and it is a Mercedes second row lockout. Hamster a little bit down as well in P5 with Tom619DD in 6th. It's Sonic in 7th, Wipeout in 8th. Paul Davey in 9th, and Ferrari of PWR Nub did not manage to set a lap time. He starts in 10th. Official start time coming from the PWR race control is 20:42. So 5-minute break now leading into this race. And we think we're going to need a very short break after that magnificent performance from those drivers at the front. Incredibly tight margins there. And good words coming from PWR Hayes actually in the Twitch chat as well, the live Twitch chat. As it is broadcast, not bothered about being beat, it's about teamwork, and Mercedes looking for their third title in SynergyPWR in a row. And I think they're certainly going to be on the marks with that particular performance. Mercedes as a whole doing a very good job, as you typically would see with the silver arrows, or the black arrows now as they are for this season. Very, very close stuff though from Sufjan. Magnificent lap from Sufjan and a magnificent lap from Derby. Saw them only just get into the 19.9s, but they were the only people to get into the 1-minute 19s and separated by only 29 thousandths of a second. What a magnificent race this will shape up to be as a result. And remember, we also have a seed driver, PWR Clap, who is certainly going to be in that mix as well for the title this year, but he starts in P13, and it gives us an opportunity to have a very quick look at the grid. And as you see there, 5-place grid penalty for PWR Sonic has been added. He starts P12. That nudges up the likes of Wipeout to 7th, Paul Davey to 8th, Nub into 9th, Clap into 10th, and Richie Evans into 11th place. As a result, anyone in that top 9 will have to start on the tyre that they qualified in Q2. 10th and 11th and 13th don't have to. And, curiously enough, Sonic will have to start on that medium because he did get through to Q3, despite the fact that he starts 12th. So that will make a very interesting scenario for his race. Good evening to yourself, Hoonigan, sir. Know that you can't be in the commentary box here tonight. It's a shame. I miss my South African buddy. I'm on my own here tonight, but he's certainly going to be in for one magnificent race tomorrow. I look forward to seeing that particular race. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a cracker of a race as well, Hoonigan. It's going to make for one magnificent scenario. What a magnificent track this is as well. Not the best for overtaking, apparently, but in the previous histories of SynergyPWR, one magnificent race it was as well. Could be very interesting to see how Hayes gets off from P4. Remember, she had an absolutely appalling start to Synergy Season 3 back at Australia due to that spin with Mercedes. Both of them out of the race at turn 1. Still went to win the season in the end. But it's going to be interesting to see if she can bounce back exactly one season later at the Melbourne Grand Prix circuit. We're heading through now with a minute to go left in the waiting time for this race. Love to know who your favourites are for this race straight away. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat box. Very keen to know who your favourite for the win is here today. Early favourites suggest it's going to be the likes of Derby, going to be the likes of Suffian. But of course, remember, Derby is having to bounce back from what was an appalling season of form last season. He's going to want to try and get some consistency going. Might not necessarily mean he's going to be the fastest out there in the race today, so it might be one to watch. Suffian, magnificent season last season, had the pace for race wins, could be one for a potential season win. Keep an eye on him as well. But for as regards to this particular race, I'm going to put my money on it being a Suffian win. I think the Ferrari will go ahead and get it. "20 seconds to go in the wait for this Division 2 race here at Australia. Thank you very much to every single one of you tuned in here today. And the previous Division 2 Mercedes drivers just popping in. God, yeah, only later in the season did I realise from the most races I had my brake bias too low, says Vicklas. Oh, interesting. Pebbles, oh, you did get lagged into, didn't you, Stacey? Oh, apologies. Yeah, you did. So you didn't get spun out. You got crashed into and put into the wall, and it was Vicklas who spun out, didn't he, at turn 1? I remember it. Highlights of that race, by the way, on our YouTube page. Seriously recommend you watch it. Fantastic race that was. I'm in for one amazing race here again. Let's make history one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 4. Good evening, SynergyPWR viewers across the world. Welcome to SynergyPWR People's World Racing. We are here for Season 4, round number 1 at the Melbourne Grand Prix circuit. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. A track that was missed on the calendar due to the unfortunate circumstances across the world. However, we are racing here tonight and a magnificent race is ahead of us. We have 29 laps of magnificent driving between 13 of our fantastic Division 2 drivers and only 29 thousandths of a second separating Suffian and PWR Derby in P1 and P2, the front row. Going to be a very, very interesting turn 1 with that pace being so similar. J Wills and PWR Hayes in the Mercedes locking out the second row, as it looks like to me as I've just been kicked offline. Fantastic. Oh, I love this. Xbox Live, what can we say? Let's get back online. But as I said, magnificent performance from the guys at the front and a magnificent P3 and P4 respectively ahead of us as well, with the two Mercedes locking out that second row. They may make for a very good team performance if the two at the front make some mistakes. And towards the back as well, remember we have PWR Clapp in P13 after crashing out in Q2. And of course we have PWR Sonic there in the mix as well. And I believe the driver's now heading around to line up on the grid. And with the drivers lined up, we are going to be counting down the lights. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, and it's 5 lights. It's 5 lights, and they are a go for Season 4. And they get away very cleanly, the drivers. Here they are. Suffian cutting off the inside straightaway to try and cover off of Derby, who has a really good exit. He tries to go for the switchback. Suffian makes a mistake at turn 1. Derby leads the race from turn 1, followed by Suffian and Hayes, who manages to get through as well. Some mistakes happen in the back, and I believe Richie Evan gets it with a bit of an accident heading through into turn 2. And I think that is a really, really good effort there from Peter Hayes to make an effort. there as we've got some more front wing damage happening, and Sufjan's got wing damage. The pole position sitter already with wing damage as PWR Hamster trying to get into the mix as well. He does not have front wing damage, and Tom619DD also having a good job as well. Good performance there from the rest of the field, but currently as it stands, Derby leading this race with Hayes in P2, Tom in P3, Sufjan 4th, Sonic 5th, CT5 Plaz having a good start in 6th, with Clap in 7th, Hamster in 8th, and then you've got Nub all the way down here in 10th, trying to get a pop on the inside there. That's not going to work just there though, and he tries to get into a bit of a battle there. Looks like a bit of switches happening, I'm not sure, perhaps a little bit of lagging happening here. What a fantastic start from PWR Sonic by the looks of things into P5 straight away. And he looked like he's going to be going for P4, already going into turn 14. And Sonic already through. That's certainly going to help. And Clap also having a fantastic start as well. Look at that. All the way from P13. And Sufjan really struggling at the moment with that front wing damage. It looks like he's pitting straight away. And the pole position sitter has an appalling start to his race. Derby leads this race, as I said, from Hayes, from Tom, from Sonic, from Clap, from Plaz, who has a fantastic start in P6. What a magnificent jump in pace from the rookie from last season. Here comes Hamster in 7th, Nub in 8th as well. Good performance from him. Wipeout down a couple of positions as well. He's made a mistake at turn 1. That's going to bring Paul David potentially into it in 10th. Jay Wills, surprisingly enough, in the sister Mercedes, is in 11th. I don't know what's happened with him, but he's down the ranks as well now in 11th. But as it stands at the moment, we've got a really, really good battle on, and a switch of wings happening for Richie Evans as well. It's 2 Ferrari-powered cars needing a change of wings. Going to be very interesting to see how the race develops here. Predicted pit stop strategies you see there. Look at that. Medium to hard strategy is certainly going to be the way to go for the drivers here. And if you're on that medium tyre, you've certainly got the choice of strategy. And these drivers in front certainly have it. Of course, you could do the 2-stop and have those couple of soft tyres on, but it's not going to work if you want that pace of a full lap, because of course the soft tyres do burn out very quickly. And look at PWR Hayes at the moment looking very strong for trying to claw back some time here on Derby, but a very excellent final corner there from the McLaren. DRS now enabled. Fastest lap going to Hayes though. It'll be interesting to see how this works as well, because of course the issue with the drivers is they're going to have to deal with some significant dirty air around here, and that means there's going to have to be some significant tyre sort of regulation, if you will, by the Mercedes, unless they decide to power on and try and get past. But they are going to have to try and get past the McLaren here, and Hayes is looking very strong here. She is a race winner here at SynergyPWR, but Derby is as well. He managed to, after what was an appalling season, win the Brazilian Grand Prix back in Season 3. That seems such an age ago now, doesn't it? But keep an eye out on that Red Bull now of Tom619DD, seriously now starting to get up here onto the back here of these drivers. And there's a big train happening from 4th as well. Sonic, Clap, Plaz, Hamster, Nub, Wipeout, and Wills all getting in there. And Paul Davey now starting to get in the back of that train as well. As powered by AWS, of course, the strategy choice is that 1-stop, medium to hard. Alternative strategies do incorporate a double stint on softs. Derby going faster, but then Hayes beating it straight away again, only 0.2 of a second. She's looking strong here. Very interesting stuff indeed at the moment. Managing ERS levels quite well at the moment as well is the Mercedes. Off the power just a little bit though, going through 5 into 6. But indeed a certainly interesting scenario happening here for the drivers at the front. Let's go back into the train at the moment. We can see some big battles happening here towards the back. There's a mistake there from PWR Hamster, I believe, as invited the Ferrari, of PWR Nub and the the Williams rather of Wipeout 12. Could be pretty important here that the drivers work the hardest. Hamster looking very strong though this season. He's coming into the pits now, surprisingly enough. I think he's going to be coming on now to a hard tyre. Very early indeed, actually, for the McLaren runner. But he is driving Lando Norris's McLaren. And surprisingly enough, it is hard tyres. And it is a front wing change as well. Sector 1 yellow flags wave for a Williams of Wipeout. Has just half spun it as well. He's been relegated to P9 as a result of that. Invited Jay Wills back up into 8th. Towards the front again. Closure happening again as Suffian gets fastest lap. Curiously on the hard tyres. The hard tyre looking pretty racy round here. Remember, of course, Suffian had to change that front wing after a little bit of an altercation at turn 1, which allowed Darby and Hayes through to get ahead of him. Oh, it's a magnificent looking machine, that Mercedes this year, isn't it? Beautiful thing. He's going to be battling hard with the Renault-powered McLaren, though. Rear looks a bit looser, though, on that Petronas-powered Mercedes. DRS wide open and in overtake as well, so really is pushing, she is. But is starting to pull that gap now on the soft runner Tom619DD. Clearly struggling at the moment with his tyre deck. That might invite Sonic and Clapp into the mix. Remember as well, Clapp's actually just leaving the pits, I believe. He's now on a hard tyre. He's on a hard tyre that he's just come out of, I believe. That's pretty powerful stuff here for Clapp, because he can go to the end of this race here, and I'm pretty sure he's well within a pit stop window of Darby, Hayes, Tom and Sonic, so Clapp has made some magnificent gains, I believe. Not sure how he's managed to achieve that one, but he is in 5th place at the moment on the hard tyre. Strong stuff at the moment for the showing of this Alpha Tower, but he is going to have to try and get past Sonic ASAP if he wants this to get to work here, because of course he's 6 seconds behind the podium positions at this point. That's poor from Sonic, going a little bit wide at 11. That's going to invite potentially down the Walker Straight. The Alpha Tauri Honda-powered car may make a dive going into turn 11. They go side by side. A little bit of touching here and there. A little bit of Monaca in their life. And there's another collision between the two of them. And I think they weren't giving each other any space whatsoever. And Clapp has been relegated now. Oh, major front wing damage now for the Alpha Tauri. He's going to have to come into the pits. He's just come off fresh tyres. In fact, he's wanted to come in, and I think his AI just tried to stop him coming out because he wanted to take a clip. He's come back in here. Sonic has just managed to sneak in and keep the position, but he has got front wing damage, and that's going to invite Nub back in. Jay Wills looking for a move on the Williams, the other Mercedes-powered car. That's worked for him, and now Clapp, for some reason, going on to old softs as a choice of tyre. He is now in 10th place. And he's going to be relegated to 11th by the looks of things, as well as the Ferrari of Suffian goes past. Surprised the safety car wasn't called out for that one as well. It was a pretty hard knock, and I'm sure the drivers will be keeping a very firm eye in and around turn 14 to make sure they don't run over any debris, because of course debris does result in punctures here at SynergyPWR, because we do run simulation damage. Desperately unlucky stuff there for PWR. Clapp looking strong in that battle against PWR Sonic, but it looks like there was a collision between the two of them. I'm sure neither of them will be happy about. And of course there will be some penalty decisions to be made, I believe, from the stewards, as I believe PWR Nub has lost it at turn 11, and the Ferrari was looking so good, but he's lost it at turn 11, and that's a familiar corner for a lot of drivers here who have been struggling. He's been really, really strong here, and I believe he's going to get away without any damage by the looks of things. Looks like a completely clean wing here, so he might be able to just get going again, but he's down to P9, and that's invited Jay Wills now back up to 11th here, up to 5th rather, sorry, as Sonic comes into the pits, and now the Mercedes is back up to P4. Good drive so far from the Mercedes. Good effort. Here comes Tom 619DD. He's still struggling at the moment on that soft tyre. Hayes still struggling to get anywhere near Darby and still holding a gap of around 0.4 of a second. Darby will be very happy to keep Hayes behind because the longer that she stays behind, the hotter her tyres are going to get and the quicker they're going to burn out. HB Suppressor talking about the unfortunate situation of the puncture at Canada from the lead. I know, really, really dreadful stuff, isn't it? When you run over that puncture, you've got to be careful. I've had puncture running over debris many times, Vicolas. Not a nice experience to have, especially when you're leading that race. I feel for Harry in that scenario because it happened to me as well. Believe it or not, same as you, back in 2017. Lap 8 of 29, what a magnificent first 8 laps it's been, hasn't it, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests? It's been an absolutely fascinating race. We've had the pole position sitter get knocked off of the track by his own accord at turn 1. That's invited Darby and Hayes into a situation. Darby a lot more preserving of his tyres around turn 15, 16. Hayes looking a lot more harsher. Very interesting to see what the sort of situation is as regards of ERS, and you can see she's really struggling here with that ERS management, now down to 17%, and she's electing not to use overtake. Sector 3, yellow flags away for Wipeout, who's crashed out at the penultimate corner. That might bring a safety car out. If it's right on that racing line, it's going to cause some people some problems here. We'll go on board with Suffian to see where the car's crashed. It looks to me as if it's been a spin out at that final corner. It might be okay. We'll have to see. Either way, the driver's now getting past the car fairly cleanly, and I suspect we're going to be okay as regards to safety cars, and that is going to keep the race going, which I'm sure the likes of PWR Derby will be very happy about at the moment, as Clapp gets fastest lap of this race on the soft tyre, and they're old softs as well, bear in mind, 10 lap old softs now, and he comes across. Suffian has crashed out as well, and he's crashed out at turn 2 by the looks of things. There's the car there as Sonic goes past. The pole position sitter has made a mistake, and the virtual safety car has come out as a result of that one. Under the virtual safety car, the pit lane is closed, so the drivers will not be able to pit under the virtual safety car, which will be really, really detrimental to those on the soft tyres at the moment. So they're going to have to consider their strategy unless they want to take a 10-second penalty. But as it stands at the moment, the VSC has come out as a result of Suffian's crash, and that has took him out of this race from pole position. Unfortunate stuff for that Ferrari. It was going really, really good at qualifying. And where's it all gone for him now? It's lap 10 of 29 here at SynergyPWR People's World Racing, the Australian Grand Prix. It's round 1 of season 4, and it's been action-packed. 10 laps. We've got another 19 to go, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. It's going to be for a very, very interesting scenarios. PWR Hayes, drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. She was in the red zone when she came to... she should have been well in the green to make sure that she doesn't have negative delta, and the negative delta has cost her a drive-through penalty, and that might be her race over. It's going from bad to worse for a number of drivers here. Lap 10 of 29. She will have to serve that in the next 3 laps, and she's going to have to pit again because she's on a one-stop strategy by the looks of things. Darby pulling that gap at the moment, doing a good job to try and keep that lead. Tom 619DD on the soft tyre. He'll want to pit here by the sounds of things because, of course, Hayes having to essentially do a double 2-stop. Tom's in the win here. He's absolutely in for the win here. Of course, when I say in for the win, I mean, of course, getting ahead of PWR Hayes. One person that will be benefiting from this massively, though, will be Jay Wills 1052 on the medium tyre at the moment. He'll be very happy to hear that from a sort of personal perspective, from a team perspective. Not the best news to hear. And right on cue, Tom 619D definitely decides to pit. And no surprise there, because of course with the driver in front needing to do a drive-through penalty, it's going to benefit him massively to stay, to come in and get on a new set of tyres, which I suspect is going to be the hard tyres, and it certainly is. That's Alexander Albon's car going in with the number 23, and he is going to be leaving the pits on the hard tyre. CT5 Plus also coming into the pits here. PWR Nub coming around the corner. Hopefully might be able to, he's going to try his best to try and get in front of Tom 619DD. It would really help him if he does, but I don't think he's going to. There's the spec in the distance for Tom 619DD. Nub now back up to 6th, but on the old medium tyre. Tom 619DD now on the hard tyre. Now he's in a very, very good position here. He's starting to close down the gap to Darby, but it's not going to matter here because, of course, she has to serve that drive-through penalty within the next couple of laps. but she is going to be in that realm of potentially staying out in front of Jay Wills, but she is basically doing a double stop here. She's almost got a pit stop to a teammate. Judging the pace of these two particular drivers, been racing really hard, and a mistake from Hayes has cost her potentially a win here, unless Darby makes a mistake. Here she comes now. She's probably going to take the L here and come in now, and there she is. She's coming into the pits now to serve the drive-through penalty. That may give Jay Wills second place. It's going to be a very close call. We'll have to see, but here she goes now into the pits, very slowly into the pits as well. That's to avoid a penalty. She serves the drive-through now, 37 miles an hour in the pits. Let's give her a chance to recharge the batteries here. She's going to be leaving the pits now. Here comes Jay Wills. Will Jay Wills be able to stay behind? I think he is, you know, and that is PWR Hayes staying in P2 despite the drive-through penalty. But her chances now of potentially getting that P1 has now slipped away from her. It's just a matter of whether Darby can hold on now to take the victory. As it stands at the moment, he does have a lot of laps ahead of him to try and hold on, and of course a safety car could completely change the wrap here. As it stands at the moment though, very, very tight stuff. Interesting stuff happening in P4 at the moment. The AlphaTauri of Paul Davey keeping himself out of trouble. 11th place for him, 11th lap mediums for him rather, sorry, in P4. Kept himself out of trouble and he's in a really good position. Some good points here today for the AlphaTauri team. Good effort. Very strong indeed towards the back as well. We have Hamster getting into a bit of a battle with Sonic here. Remember, Sonic already in a bit of trouble here after getting into a bit of collision with PWR Clap earlier on in this race. Question is how much of a fight is he going to be putting up against PWR Hamster? Remember, 4 versus 7 lap old hards. They're both going to the end here. So it's pretty crucial for the both of them. Oh, late braking there from Hamster. Nearly cost him some time and some front wing there. Actually going to be inviting CT5 Plaza into the mix as well if he keeps making mistakes like that one. Swap happening here as PWR Hayes now back in the pits again, now onto the hard tyre to the end of this race. So double pit stop for her. She comes out behind PWR Hayes, no, but crucially in front of the battle for P7 here between PWR Sonic and PWR Hamster. Well, situations like that, got to be careful when it comes through into turn 1. Try not to do too many of those corner cuts. We do run regular corner cuts in here for Division 2 drivers who are wanting just a little bit more of a social, calmer environment, but it's important that people don't utilise the track limits, especially around turn 1. Stewards can penalise it if they're caught doing it too many times. Heading through into 6. PWR Nub has crashed out of the race at turn 11 again. Another, oh, it's a big crunch as well for the Ferrari runner, and the safety car has come out as a result of that. It's a massive crunch for the Ferrari, and that is going to be costing some dire positions, and one person will be very, very upset about that situation will be PWR Hayes, who's just come out of the pits. Either way, Richie Evans will be happy about the situation because he's now in the points, is the Haas runner. And a very, very good situation for PWR Derby, who's got a free pit stop and 38 seconds in front of him. He is in a really, really good position here as the McLaren runner. He could just keep it steady, keep it in the Delta. Strap on a hard tyre and go to the end of this race. Another person will be happy about that one, PWR Clap. Look at that, 18 lap old softs. They should have been punctured any second now. So this is a very well-timed safety car for him, and Pierre Gasly's AlphaTauri getting changed over to a hard tyre. Not the first time we'll be saying here, it's SynergyPWR. PWR Clap has a hard on. Nicholas commented saying this is an awful time for Derby. I beg to differ. 39 seconds in front. Yeah, he'll be losing all the time, but he needed to pit. Tom didn't. So, in a way, I don't think this is really too bad for Derby. He still needed to make the pit stop. And it is the hard tyre. Going on now. Tom 619D absolutely nowhere near at the moment. PWR Derby is a safety car now just leading up at turn 2. Just past turn 2 for that matter. Derby now leaving the pits. And joining behind Bert Mailander's Mercedes safety car. Really, really awful look for PWR Hayes, though. She will make up positions back up to P3 again. But the situation has left her sort of down on positions that she could have had if she just kept P2. And that means it does have to race Tom 619DD. But she is back in this race, though. Make that in mind. Derby's going to be under some real pressure. Of course, he's going to be on the freshest tyres of anyone on the field. But one very crucial factor here is Hamster's on the medium tyre. He's not going onto a hard. He's gone onto the medium. And that's going to make for a very, very quick McLaren. Hamster will be getting now onto the back of the queue in about 4 corners time. And he's going to be on that medium tyre, which means he's going to be magnificently faster compared to everyone else around him. Interesting call, guys in the stream chat. Medium tyres. Certainly could go to the end if we're behind the safety car for 3 or so laps. Barely used mediums, 16, 17, 18 laps. 11 laps, plus maybe 1 or 2 hot laps to try and get to the back of the queue. That's doable. Probably a very good call, actually, from the McLaren driver. Certainly in this mix with some good points, is Hamster, because of that decision call. Well, either way, on lap number 16 of 29. And the running order at the moment goes a little something like this. Derby leading the way at the moment. Fresh hard tyres for him to the end of this race. No pressure needed. He's going to be the fastest driver on the field as regards to tyre wear. But will he be able to deal with colder tyres compared to what he would have done if he just freshly left the pits without an issue? Tom 619DD in the Red Bull on 5-lap-old hards. They will be quicker to warm up compared to the leader in front. PWR Hayes on fresher medium hard tyres as well, sorry, on 3-lap-old. Jay Wills 2-lap-old. So the Mercedes in really good position here. Sonic 8-lap-old hards should be able to get to the end, no problem at all. But of course, they will warm up a lot faster than everyone else around him. Hard tyres as well for Paul Davey in P6. Hard tyres again for the Williams of P7, CT5 Plaz. Medium tyres, there he is, PWR Hamster at the back now, with PWR Clap in 9th on the hard tyre. And curiously, medium tyres for Richie Evans that are 14 laps old. He's elected not to pit under the safety car, so he's wanting to swap over to probably another tyre at some point, because surely those tyres are going to puncture towards the end of this race if he doesn't pit. The safety car is in at the end of this lap. We've had a VSC and we've had a safety car. We're going to be going racing once again. 11th, 12th and 13th out of this race. Both Ferraris going to be scoring nil points here tonight. And wipe out in the Williams. Also make a mistake! Oh, that's a collision with PWR Hayes, I believe, and Tom 619DD. And she's got a 5-second penalty for colliding into the back of the Red Bull as well. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if she's got any front wing damage maybe as well. She might have done. I think she's missing maybe an end plate. Either way, it's going to make for a very interesting scenario. Derby will have control as soon as he enters the pits. There he goes, and he's going straight away as the McLaren, and he's going to be heading towards a straight line here, and Tom619DD's not had a good start. We go green again here at Australia, and PWR Hayes looking to make an instant active runs around the outside of Tom619DD, around the outside into turn 1. She's made a mistake, and Jay Will's also making a mistake as well. Here comes PWR Sonic in the racing point, trying to get around here, maybe sandwiched a little bit. It was seems to be a little marshmallow sandwich between the two Mercedes powered cars, and then it's a racing point slide touch again from the racing point, and CT5 Plus, no surprise, is going to be holding off here and letting them get to their own battle. Jay Will's now into P3 as a result of that. Sonic making the mistake, I believe, now, and now here comes CT5 Plus making a potential move heading into turn 6. Corner cut from Sonic, not going to help the situation. Here comes Clap, just can't make the move just yet, and CT5 Plus elects not to go for it, and the other Alpha Tauri also in there as well. Late braking maneuver from the Alpha Tauri to try and stay on the back here. Sonic makes a mistake, he's colliding with the racing point, is the Mercedes, of PWR Hayes, and Sonic get into a real stop as they go into turn 10 side by side, turn 11 side by side, and they're still side by side heading through into turn 12. Yellow flags wait for CT5 Plus, who's lost it. She touched the wall as PWR Hayes goes side by side again into turn 12. She's lost it, and here comes PWR Clap, maybe. Paul Davey makes the move into turn 13, and Paul Davey makes a switch back, though does PWR Hayes. Late braking, switch back from the Mercedes into P6 through to P5. Paul Davey might hold on, and he does, and it's still side by side between the two of them. And PWR Hamster on the medium tyres will be very happy to hear this, because he is just going to take all the positions off everyone. Late braking potentially, elects not to into turn 1. Wow, what racing here from the Alpha Tower is here. Paul Davey looking very strong, trying to hold off here. It's PWR Hayes, but she's struggling with that wing damage after colliding into the back of Tom619DD. She will not be happy with the performance of that Red Bull under the safety car. And Paul Davey looking very strong to try and hold on here, and Hamster looking very, very spicy on those medium tyres. And he's got 11 laps as well to try and make some moves. He's going to try and get past these drivers as soon as possible, as to not overheat those medium tyres, though, because they are prone to overheating. PWR Clap leaving the pits on fresh mediums, Plaz on softs, believe it or not, hoping to try and get to the end here, and towards the front, Derby pulling a very healthy gap, 2.5 seconds to Tom619DD. Tom619DD himself under a lot of pressure under that Mercedes. Oh, it's good stuff, this one. Great racing. 11 laps to go. Sector 3, yellow flags wave. It's Paul Davey. He spun it at turn 11. It's another casualty of turn 11. I think he's got away without damage, though. But turn 11 has been a hot spot for damage here, and it's unfortunate there for the Alpha Tauri. He's down to 8th. Richie Evans promoted to 7th as a result of that one. Hamster in 6th. DRS enabled now as we're 3 laps past the safety car. And at the moment, that's going to be benefiting no other than Jay Wills and the Mercedes, is looking to try and get avenge on the death of PWR Hayes, heading through onto that end of the safety car period, as it looks like Richie Evans is pitting in the end to get off that medium tyre, which is now 16 laps old. Jay Will struggling with a little bit of understeer. Looks like a bit of dirty air maybe coming off the Red Bull, who's giving buckets ton of dirty air at the moment, and that Red Bull looking very, very strong. But it looks like the the Mercedes is looking fairly strong on that power unit side. Got a lot of power behind the engine here, and looking very strong to try and get past him, maybe on a straight here. Taking a look at the telemetry, you can see got plenty of ERS available. It looks like maybe a lower engine setting for the Red Bull, who's struggling maybe for pace on the straights. Switchback potentially. DRS on the walk straight. Corner cut for the Red Bull. He won't be happy about that one, but the Mercedes is going to make the move anyway. Tom619DD making a very late move to try and defend the position, but it didn't work, and Jay Wills is promoted to P2. He did get on the grass, but the Mercedes does hold on. Whoa, that was close. Got to keep it clean and got to keep it fair, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Don't want to make any mistakes on that front here. Here comes PWR Hayes. Remember, P5 for her at the moment, and she is nursing wing damage, missing end plates on the right-hand side. That's the equivalent of yellow front wing damage, and currently struggling. PWR Hamster making a mistake at the final corner, and Hayes is going to be nursing that front wing damage and has got to try and get past PWR Sonic for P4 to try and negotiate some good points here. But at the moment, that car is not looking healthy on that front wing, and that's only going to benefit the number 11 of Sergio Perez's rather racing point. But a really poor selection of corners right there as Clark gets fastest lap of the race, 1:24.408. At the moment, he will get that point as well because he is in P8 at the moment. Look at how close Hayes is getting, but she's not keen to get on the gas because she doesn't want to nurse any more front wing damage than she really needs here. And that's only inviting the McLaren of PWR Hamster into the mix here. As you can see right in the back, he's wanting to get in this fight. And remember, he's on that medium tyre as well. And naturally, he is going to be a faster driver, but he is going to have to get past them ASAP. Otherwise, those medium tyres are going to really become a problem towards the latter half of this race, and he'll lose time to the harder runners. However, Sonic is holding his own in P4. How much more grip that McLaren has compared to the Mercedes rather. He's really struggling to get past them though. It is Hamster. He's going to have to make some ballsy move at some point to try and get past them, otherwise the medium's not going to look good. He's got a better run in, but Hayes has got all of that ERS available at her disposal to keep the gap, and it looks like he's not going to go for the move into 1, but he could go to the move into 3. But if he doesn't go out wide at 1, which he's done exactly that, not cost him too much time, Hayes stuck with dirty air. Surely he's going to have to use overtake, and he's not. I don't understand why Hamster's not making the move. He's got to, otherwise the medium tyres are going to fall off a cliff. And they're going to overheat as Clapp goes even faster with a 1:23.705. Good work from the Alfa Tauri. I was going to eventually say Toro Rosso, eventually. Hamster is so much more faster than PWR Hayes, and I don't understand why he's not making moves. He's got to make moves soon, otherwise those medium tyres are just not going to last. He's going to be stuck in dirty air, and they're going to burn up. Losing time on the straights, curiously enough, as well. So he's looking to try and hold off here. Late move here, DRS now available. But again, he's in overtake now, so he's looking for potential move here. Potentially going up on the outside. Maybe go off of the outside as he's collided into the back of PWR Hayes. And that was an attempt of an overtake, I think. But PWR Hamster, to me, looked like he was going for a gap that simply wasn't there. Why he didn't go around the inside, I don't know. Well, he's cost himself all of that time doing that. And he's now going to have to come into the pits. He should have tried much earlier. And he's cost himself that one, I'm afraid. By the way, she's in a bit of a battle now, still with PWR Sonic. Sonic not looking very quick at the moment on those hard tyres. But at the moment, obviously, Hayes has got all that front wing damage that she's having to nurse at the moment. And she's struggling because of it. Off the gas, you can hear she's lifting going through turn 5. On the grass a little bit as well, actually, is the number 77 Mercedes. As I believe we've got a bit of an aesthetic glitch happening at the moment with PWR Sonic's car. Ah, yes, full revs. Very hard on the engine, that sounds like. But honestly, it's just a glitch. Horrible sounding thing. 6 laps to go, though, in this Division 2 race at the Australian Grand Prix, and it is 4.2 seconds separating PWR Derby and Jay Wills, and it's only 6 laps until PWR Derby will take his first victory in Season 4. Wearing Michael Schumacher's helmet. CT5 Plaz now in the pits as well, obviously experiencing some burnout on the tyres. He's now down to 10th. Richie Evans promoted to 9th. He'll be happy with that. But PWR Derby, 4.2 seconds and holding station at the moment. He'll be very happy with his performance so far. He just wants to find some consistency. And my God, is he going to start off with an absolute bang if this happens. Heads through now into turn 15. Or rather 13, rather this is 14, then 15. Comes across the line, lap 24, 29. Going to be interested to see what happens if Tom619D decides to pit. If he does end up pulling a bit of a gap on Sonic, he could consider pitting and going for that fastest lap, because he might actually have a pit stop on PWR Sonic, which would be very interesting. No surprise there, PWR Hamster with the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 22, 7.14 on the soft tyre. Got a gap of 12 seconds actually to PWR Clapp. He should be a lot higher up than what he deserves here. Clapp has had some brilliant pace, but he's been in really unlucky situations. Well, that's cost him time and track position, and he's currently going to get outraced by Paul Davey, his teammate, for the first time this season. Paul Davey will be very happy to have that accolade, but the gap is 9/10 of a second separating the two of them. PWR Derby actually now just about to start the 25th lap of this race. Ooh, Rhea just stepping out just a bit. You see the two Alpha Tauris getting into a little bit of a situation here, and it looks like actually Paul Davey has let PWR Clapp through. Looks to be a bit of a choice in the team orders, maybe. Now, the way Clapp is very much aware he's a faster driver. He's on the medium tyre compared to the hard tyre of Hayes, who has got front wing damage, remember. Will he be able to close down the gap to Hayes and take 5th place and potentially 4th as well off of Sonic on these fresher medium tyres? It's going to be one interesting race. Middle ground here could be a good returning point here for PWR Clapp. He's had a bit of an unlucky race here, and I think he would absolutely love to maximise the potential of this Alpha Tower if he can. Oh, it's just so much grip going through 5. Testament to his setup, as well as the tyres he's on at the moment. Elected to take not as much curb as I thought he would, so he's not really ultimately pushing the car. But he is really gaining rapidly on Hayes. Look at that, 1.4, 1.3 seconds straight away. He's gained about 2 seconds on Hayes alone in just the first couple of sectors. Looking very fast as well, and he's in overtake as well. No DRS yet because he did manage to get to the activation zone, and suddenly it looks like he is well within the activation zone here. Might make a move before getting anywhere near the main straight here. Looking straight away before he even get anywhere near. Surely he's going to want to wait for the DRS detection, which I think he's already gone past actually, and he goes around the outside of the corner and he makes it work, and Hayes is coming into the pits. So Clapp now up to 5th with 3 laps to go. Will he be able to close down the gap on Sonic and take P4 off him? Could be an interesting one here. Best of the rest potentially landing on Clapp's shoulders as it stands. We're unsure as to why Hayes has decided to pit. We follow Tom619DD on the helicopter view. Not sure why Hayes decided to pick. She's going to be leaving in 9th as it stands. Whereas if she just carried on, she would have probably managed to get a solid 5th place finish. 10 points is better than 2. Alright, it's her call. Tom619DD in 3rd place at the moment. Oh, he's on the grass, he's not paying attention. Tom619DD starting to get a little bit lackadaisical. He did mention, I believe, that he was on his phone at one point during practice. He was racing and he realised that his wheel was not straight and he put it into the grass. wondering if he's checking his phone here rather than racing. That just shows the comfort, doesn't it, of the Red Bull driver. He feels confident. He's 16 seconds in front of Sonic. He could pit, theoretically. Maybe get out in front of Sonic. Either way, if he does get in between these two drivers, that could make for one hell of a battle. Sonic really struggling here. Ooh, losing the rear a little bit. Clap starting to get on the back here of Sonic. He wants to try and get past him. Fresh medium tyres on that AlphaTauri. He could make for 4th place. Certainly a best of the rest performance, and one of the guys I would consider driver of the day. Let me know who you feel your driver of the day is, by the way, in the chat box. I'm very curious to understand who you feel your driver of the day is. Certainly up there for me. Darby, Clap's up there as well. And you've got to take a look at the actual performance data as well of the drivers as regards to position change. Clap started in 13th. You know, Sonic started in, if I remember, in 12th. It's a really, really good effort from these two drivers. Oh, he's really close. Oh, that's a bit of lag there. Thank Lord. I thought he could crash in it then. DRS open and overtake. Holds the inside. Switches again. Oh, that's 2 moves. Surely Clap ain't going to be happy about that one. But he does manage to make the move stick. He's around the outside, is Sonic. I think he's going to tuck him behind. But that was 2 moves from the Racing Point, and I don't think the AlphaTauri is going to be happy about that one. Either way, he's got the DRS open again. Sonic might try and make the move here. Clap makes it early. Does another switch, double switch, cutting him off. Oh, goodness me. Sonic just holds on in the end for P5, but that could have been detrimental to both of them if that went wrong. Looks to me as if certainly there was a bit of a repaying of the favour. I think Vickers actually quotes exactly what I just said there. Absolutely perfect. It looks to me as if you do the double switch on me, I'll do the double switch on you. It's not very nice, is it? Clap in P4. Certainly a best of the rest performance. Getting a little bit feisty out there at the moment. Certainly towards the front as well. Looks to me if PWR Derby started to drop the pace a little bit here. Both on similar age tyres at the moment is Derby and Wills. So this is very much Derby taking a little bit more calmer approach as he approaches the final lap here. He's lost a couple of seconds to Wills in those couple of laps. Xenon Archer not particularly happy about the double moves from some of those drivers here. Basic racing etiquette. I'm sure the stewards will be having a word with the drivers afterwards to make sure that they are careful in the future. PWR Derby on that final lap though now. Making a magnificent move at turn 1 on lap number 1. He's led the race ever since. Driving Carlos Sainz, 55. Here's McLaren. He's going to be coming all the way here to potential victory. He's getting close to a lapped car here. So CT5 Plaza will be very keen to just give up the position because of course that will mean it'll be the end of his race if he does get close enough for blue flags. He's in the 3rd sector now though, is the McLaren. Heading through 13 into 14. And he'll be keeping it very gingerly, I think, here. Going through 15 into 16. Blue flags wave for the Williams, but it's not going to matter because the McLaren is coming down the main straight and he's going to win the Australian Grand Prix. Congratulations to PWR Derby. What a result that is for the McLaren driver. He had an appalling season 3 and he has bounced back with a vengeance. Tom619DD in the end coming across the line in 3rd place with a 5-second penalty to add on, but that won't matter. And what a performance that is from PWR Clap, who's going to come across the line in P4 after being knocked all the way down from P13, not qualifying in Q2. A great performance from him, and it could still not be over here for P5. Sonic comes across the line, but Paul Davey can't make the move. Hamster finishes in the end in P7, a mistake on his own part, I believe. He'll be disappointed with 7th, and another person who'll be disappointed here is PWR Hayes. She finishes in 8th. She pitted with the wing damage on the hard tyre to move on to the softs. Could not get the fastest lap in the end, and she will be finishing in P8. Very, very disappointing, I think, for the Mercedes driver. Richie Evans will finish then in P9. And a great performance from him as well. Kept it clean, kept it steady. And the Haas driver is going to be finishing with a couple of points. I think he'll be happy with that one. And then it will be the Williams of CT5 Plaza, who's just coming around turn 15 and turn 16 in the end. And he'll be coming across the line to take the final point. It's all done and dusted. Driver of the day performance certainly has to go to the likes of PWR Clap. Magnificent performance with that fighting stance. He did a great effort. Great performance all the way from all the drivers in this Division 2 race here tonight. And there is the man of the moment. It's PWR Derby who takes his first win in Season 4. He's going to be striking back with a vengeance, I feel. Well done to him. Great performance as well from Jay Wills to get back up to P2. That's a really, really good effort from him. Certainly another driver for contender of driver of the day. And P3 in the end goes to Tom619DD. 16 seconds separating him from P4 PWR Clap, who I think will feel a bit hard done by. Some bitterly unlucky performance there from him. We'll take a look at the final standings before we wrap it up here for SynergyPWR here in Division 2. And in the end, that win, that magnificent Australian Grand Prix win, goes to the McLaren driver driving the number 55 car, Carlos Sainz. It is PWR Derby. Congratulations to him, as I said. What a bounce back it is for him, taking that victory. And in the end, P2 going to Jay Wills after that magnificent performance to try and bounce back. Great performance from him. And P3 in the end as well, going to Tom619DD. Towards the back, PWR Clap getting 4th in the end. Not bad performance from him. And then heading towards the back, of course, PWR Hayes will be disappointed with 8th. And Richie Evans taking a couple of points to 9th and Splaz in 10th. Great effort nonetheless. Black screen of death, I believe, happening on the screen. So this is where we wrap it up here for tonight's stream here for Division 2 Australian Grand Prix. Come back tomorrow for the Division 1 race where, of course, we will see the return of the Division 1 World Champion PWR Dan in reversing along